I've said here, please read Board Notice 96 of 2013, and it talks about accounting records that need to be maintained by a regulated person and the types of records that they need to have and maintain. So an authorized user must maintain a record of funds that's held in a trust. Note that. With regards to clearing members and things, they need to notify an exchange when there's a session of business. They need to notify clients in writing if they have funds with them of the actual date of that session of business. And where necessary, they need to give the client's assets or funds back to them. Accounting records is dealt with in Section 90, and Section 90 says that these records need to be maintained on a continual basis. They need to be audited by an auditor, which is appointed under Section 89. This is an independent auditor. And you need to preserve the records in electronic form and in a safe place for at least 5 years. Section 2 of that board notice that I asked you to read talks about the transactions and the comments. What happens then when an auditor is involved is they comment on the transaction. So if you look at a regulated person, what kind of transactions have they committed themselves to? Is it in the interest of the client and the exchange? The accounts of clients need to be distinguished clearly from the accounts of the business. So like we've said before, clients generally, their funds are held in a trust account. These have computerized records and need to be backed up. When we look at auditors, Section 89 of the Financial Market Act says that you must appoint an auditor who engages in public practice and has no direct or indirect interest in the business. So it needs to be a completely external person with no interest in the business. Section 90 also says that the auditor must audit the annual financial statements. Restrictions with regards to buying and selling of listed security. Later on when we do market abuse, you will see something about the change of beneficial ownership. If you enter into a transaction that does not change beneficial ownership, that is a manipulative trading practice, which is not allowed. So here it talks about transactions that do change beneficial ownership. This means the transaction results in a different person holding the security. So any transaction that results in a change of beneficial ownership by a financial institution must be reported to the registrar. So when there is a change of ownership by one person to another, the registrar needs to know about it because it needs to be recorded.